I think that there was a need for an ideology, for a utopia, for something that could change the world. The world was in a stage where no one was thinking of great projects, of changing the things that are taken as established truths. So I thought, after having had a lot of problems in my life, having to leave my country, then even going further than Europe to be in a safe place. So I thought that there's something to be done, that things had to change. And I started thinking of a project that could bring big changes, kind of paradigm shift in economy, in sociology, in culture, in the different sectors that make the world. So Nowheristan is a kind of gimmickal name, something that looks almost like a gadget, but that hides a very serious project, an ideology, something that attracted almost 400,000 citizens now from all around the world, and that keeps growing in an exponential way. I think that the experience that I have in life, the things that I saw, made me think of solutions, because I've seen things that usually people see on TV, but I've seen war, I've taken part in war, I've seen friends dying, I've seen injustice, I've seen what politics can do, I've seen what the economical interest of the great powers, how far they can go, what are the crimes that they are capable of just to protect their interest. I've seen populations being killed, being invaded just for economical reasons. And when I became successful in what I do, I thought that I do not have the right to forget my friends who fought with me, and to say, like, okay, now I'm rich, I'll start thinking, how can I have a maximum of pleasure, how can I enjoy my wealth? No, I mean, I have a duty toward the people who were not as lucky as me, to my friends who are not here anymore, to their families. And it's a way for me to fight the guilt of having taken some people into my projects. I do not have the right to drop it all now. So I had this moral obligation to start something, to keep on fighting for changing the world. And not changing the world does not mean like I go in the media and I say, I am for peace, I am for love, I am against AIDS, I am against hunger. We are all against, but what are they doing? Giving money is nothing. Like, you are giving $1 billion, even if those who are giving $1 billion, there are countries who are investing hundreds of billions to destabilize. We have to bring down this system. The problem is the system. And as long as you're giving money and you are still in the system, you're not bringing down the system. The system has to be brought down. What's happening cannot continue. I mean, it's okay if you are living in Sweden or in Great Britain it does not touch you. But for us here, for those who are being called collateral damages, it's our lives, it's our future, it's our children, and we have to do something. Other people did it in the bad way. I'm not of these. I'm thinking of those who are considered international terrorists. I'm not. I want to bring a soft change. I want a change that is not East versus the West. I want a change, a moral change, where even the people who are living in very good conditions in the West would fight with us and would bring down the system. I think that when we speak about moral standards, there are things that are specific to cultures, to religions, and there are things that are global. I think that even people who were not educated in their families about the small details of morality, I think that they know that exploiting the other is not moral, that hurting the other is not moral, that stepping on the other's right just to achieve your personal goals is not moral. These are things that are common to humanity from all times till now and in all cultures. So it's on these principles that I want to build the future world. It's not about specific things, like for example in Christian religion, charity, loving the other, forgiving, like even if someone is slapping you on your face, like you should turn the other cheek. These, I'm not going into specific things, but in all cultures of all times, there are things that are common, and we should work on these. So when today they speak about justice and that we should create a better world, I mean, how can we speak about justice in the world when now being born not very smart and very lazy in Switzerland is much more interesting than being born a genius full of energy in Kinshasa? I mean, the idiot in Switzerland lives better than the genius in an African country. So from the beginning, being born in a good country is already a security of a good life. So this has to change. I think I'm not against people who are not very smart or lazy people, but I think that it's good. The world would be a much better place where people who have high potential are given their chance. I think that we should allow the people to prove themselves, and this is for the good of humanity, and we should not keep on doing this thing like where when you look at a map, there's a line where above it you are lucky if you're born above this line, and below this line you are unlucky. So and that's not have to. I'm not saying that the Europeans should become now. I mean, and this is happening a bit because of Wall Street and and the crisis and everything. But no, this should not happen. I don't want that in the 500 coming years. Like it's better to be born in Brazil than in Switzerland. I don't want that. I want the entire planet to have equal chances. And I want the very rich. I cannot accept to have so many billionaires when you have so many people dying of hunger. We should limit the upper level of fortune and take what comes higher than this upper level, to take all this money and inject it in the lower classes. I think that a very stupid and very lazy person deserves also to have a small house and to eat, not to die of hunger, but not more than that. Like the government should not also, I'm not a communist, I'm not calling for equality between the genius and the idiot, I'm not calling for that, but I am saying that the idiot has also, it's not his fault if he was born like that, he deserves to have a place to sleep and something to eat.
Exactly.
The ideal thing is to create an eclectic system where we take the best of the different systems. If a system collapses, we should not throw it entirely. If it collapses, we should see why did it collapse and to remove from it the reasons that made it collapse, the ideas that made it collapse, and to keep what made it attractive and what made it interesting. We should not throw the water of the bath with the baby with the water of the bath. Like when you finish bathing the baby, you just throw the water and you keep the baby. And when communism collapsed, we should see why it collapsed. For me, it collapsed because it was trying to put everybody on a personal scale, like on the same level, and this you cannot. It kills motivation. It's unjust because people are not created equal in capacities. It collapsed also because it tried to forbid people from practicing their religious views, and this is bad. I mean, people have the right. The more you try to oppress the religion, the stronger it will come back. These are the main reasons. The rest was quite interesting. L'Internationale, the great ideas of communism, it was good. So We keep that. In capitalism also there are good things. In socialism there are good things. In anarchism there are good things. In all the systems that existed, there's something good. And there are bad things. So we can create a system where we'll have the best of. I mean, it's being done in music, in food, in everything. There's best of. Like you go to some restaurants where you have best of all food. You go to a CD shop, you get an album best of. And we can do that in economy and in politics also. We don't have to create something totally new from scratch. We can see the experiences of all the regimes, all the countries, all the civilizations, and try to create a patchwork of their experiences.